All right, Shalom, bear with me. All right, we should be good to go. Salakia. There we go. All right, hey, Shalom. Before I get started with this live lesson, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring, the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. I'm back with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit. The Rakakwadash. Pray that this lesson is edifying. I want to jump right into this thing here. This is news and prophecy. Global free speech crackdown. The veil has been removed. All right, and we're gonna get into this thing here. This is from the WLTreport.com. Headline, it reads, it says Hillary Clinton renews call for mass censorship, or quote, we lose total control. All right, and when it says Hillary Clinton renews call for mass censorship, is because she said this before. All right, going back to the early 2000s, let's pull that up. I'm gonna say about 2005. So in this video here, and we'll play it real fast, it says Hillary Clinton, U.S. losing information war to alternative media. All right, so let's play this video right here.
The US is losing an information war to alternative media outlets, including RT. That's the message from Hillary Clinton to Congress members who are questioning the State Department's $47 billion budget request for next year. And as RT's Garnet Chichikan reports now, the US Secretary of State says Washington needs to step up its propaganda efforts.
War declared. The U.S. is now officially in an information battle with foreign media, which provide alternative views on world news. Views which often run in contrast to the coverage of events by the U.S. mainstream media.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war. I'll be very blunt in my assessment. Al Jazeera is winning. The Chinese have opened up a global English language and multi-language television network. The Russians have opened up an English language network. I've seen it in a few countries, and it's quite instructive. We are cutting back. The BBC is cutting back.
Some 5 years ago, Western media outlets, including BBC and CNN, had a near monopoly in the coverage of world news. Things have changed since then. More and more viewers across the world tune into various foreign media to get a fresh take on events.
Clearly, the United States feels on the defensive, in part because it can no longer monopolize not only the terms of, authority in these countries, but also the terms of the debate. There's other information out there. There are other points of view. And those points of view are profoundly damaging to a country that believes that its point of view is the only point of view.
There you go. So just adding on to that, it's all about those who are, it's all about controlling those that are telling the truth, And as you were hearing Hillary Clinton saying, we're losing an information war to these various alternative media outlets. All right, let me grab this too. All right, and look how much has evolved since that time. All right, this is Isaiah 25:7. It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people. So pretty much Yahweh Shem Shai is exposing this Edomite infrastructure, man. And he's taking away that covering cast over all people. As it reads, the veil, it says, in the veil that is spread over all nations. So now people can see, people are seeing the truth. All right, it's not about just America's perspective or what they push or what their narrative is. All right, because as we're going to get into here in a second, as I got pulled up here, this came out back in September, late September. It says behind closed doors, the UK and US plot global speech crackdown. All right, so as we already know, pursuing the Amos, the 8th chapter, that famine of the word is vastly approaching, man. This is why we said take advantage of the videos, the edification that's going out, the sit downs, the camp speakings, because time is limited concerning his word. You see? Let's go back here.
You are profoundly damaging to a country that believes that its point of view is the only point of view, or should be the only point of view.
RT presence on YouTube is one example. Almost 300 million views, as opposed to CNN that has around 3 million. RT's constantly growing audience is already an indication to many that the days of media monopoly are over, and people demand a multipolar approach to news.
You know, there's no real commitment to the kind of freedom of diverse speech that we really need if we're going to be in a democracy at home and in a community of nations overseas.
To many, Hillary Clinton's speech a few weeks ago on freedom of internet seemed contradictory to the treatment that sources like WikiLeaks are getting. U.S. legislators are now crafting a law that would give the administration increased flexibility to go after WikiLeaks and the likes. And now the administration is seeking more funding to step up U.S. propaganda efforts abroad.
During the Cold War, we did a great job in getting America's message out. After the Berlin Wall fell, we said, okay, fine, enough of that. You know, we've done it, we're done. And unfortunately, we are paying a big price for it.
Last year, the head of the agency that manages the U.S. government-run international broadcasting asked for more money for his department.
We can't allow ourselves to be outcommunicated by our enemies.
The list of enemies included Russia, China, Iran, and Venezuela. Walter Isaacson, the head of the agency, which runs Voice of America among other media outlets, later backtracked on this statement. Isaacson's pitch for more funding seemed even more unconvincing, considering his agency has a budget of $750 million. And it's way more than the budget of RT, Iran's Press TV, and Venezuela's Telesur combined. Probably money alone can't provide global media clout. Walter Isaacson's speech last year sent quite a hostile message to foreign media, exposing shortcomings in the U.S. mainstream. But Secretary Clinton's statement made it official. The U.S. is fighting a global information war, and it's losing. I'm Ganesh Chekan reporting from Washington, Art.
Yeah, so you get it. All right. And bear with me real fast. Make sure everything is not lagging. All right, so you get the point. Like they were saying, that now the enemy, now that's added to that list, would be the so-called American people. All right, anybody that's voicing an opinion on the internet, you know, speaking against what they want, their propaganda. And they have a whole information team, as they did before a couple years ago. They had a disinformation task force, which they dismantled, but they brought it back. All right, and we're going to pull that up in a second too. So, you know, like I was saying, the Edomite power structure is pretty much done for. Let me get that too. All right, this is why everything is happening. All right, Esau is about to fall. Lamentations 4:21, it reads, it says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. All right, it's Esau's turn to drink from the cup, just as we did. All right, destruction and hardcore slavery. You know, that dwellest in the land of Uz, the cup also shall pass through thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou and shall make thyself naked. All right, because you know this is like the worst time ever. We're dealing with these exposures that's going on amongst Hollywood and the government, the scandals, right? The wickedness that's being revealed. This is the Lord making Esau naked. All right, exposing him to his destruction. All right, because first would come the exposure, then would come the destruction. Verse 22, it says, the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So that's why, as we read in Romans 13:11, our salvation is nearer than we believe. All of these things are happening for the sake of the Lord's elect. All right, for the sake of the Israelites. This is why World War III is being enacted in the earth. Remember, the Lord said he was going to gather the nations, all right, in the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat, where he was going to judge them and plead with them there for his people. Okay, so salvation is here. It's close. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished. Salakia. The salvation is close. It says the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity, because this is our last captivity. You know, we're in the midst of the, let me pull that up. Let me see if I got it pulled up here. All right. I was kind of thinking about that earlier, meditating on the lesson. Right. Let me see. Right. But pretty much going back to the statue in Daniel, the 2nd chapter. All right. Because we're in the revived Roman Empire. All right, we're in the last heathen rulership, which is the Edomite hegemony. All right, and we're now at the clay and the iron, partly mixed clay, partly mixed iron. All right, the revived Roman Empire, which consists of America, NATO, and the EU. So this power structure is about to go down. Yahweh Shai, which is that stone which was cut out without hands, is about to smite the feet. All right, so we're at the end of this thing, man. Right, but let's go back. You know, it says, read this again, Lamentation 4:22. But the punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. You see, so right now, this is pretty much the worst time ever for Edomite on the earth. Okay, all of his sins is being discovered. All of his dirty laundry, so to speak, is being exposed. All right, and this is why, as Hillary Clinton was saying, you know, she was calling for mass censorship, and if not, they're going to lose total control. Okay, because Esau can't control what's being put out there about him. He can't control the exposure, all right, and the shameful spewing that's coming upon his glory. Everything that's going on across America, the bread and circus, the Satanism, the folly, the nastiness, the trafficking. All right, let's play this too.
We should be, in my view, repealing something called Section 230, which gave, platforms on the internet immunity because they were thought to be just pass-throughs, that they shouldn't be judged for the content that is posted. But we now know that that was an overly simple view, that if the platforms, whether it's Facebook or Twitter X or Instagram or TikTok, whatever they are, if they don't moderate and monitor the content, we lose total control. And it's not just the social and psychological effects, it's real harm.
Yeah. So they can't really, since we live in a time of truth, they can't really control the minds of people anymore, man. That those strongholds are being broken, man. And that's why I wanted to go into this real fast, right? So this is from reclaimthenet.org. It says, behind closed doors, the UK and US plot global speech crackdown. All right. So we're going to just jump down to the point in this article here, not to read all of it. But it says, America's first legal has pulled back the curtain on yet another government meeting that makes free speech sound like a quiet idea from the past. It says AFL has released documents from a 2021 interagency get-together where the UK's top experts on disinformation offered a master class in censorship, all under the guise of, quote, protecting democracy. All right. And when these Edomites are in these meetings, who do you think they're really talking about? Who do you think is the target? What do you think this is really about? It says, and because nothing screams transparency quite like a secret strategy session on silencing opposing voices, the revelations come with just a hint of irony. All right, let's jump down. All right. So as I said, they have a whole censorship playbook. All right, play by play how to regulate the internet. So it says projects support partner governments, media organizations, civil society to promote independent media, collect open source information where appropriate to expose disinformation. Right, and here's the points that they list here. So it says, number one, a government-led censorship unit, which they have again. All right, they have a task force. Right. Number two, it says legislation to regulate tech companies. Okay. It says the next move was all about turning up the heat on tech companies. The CDU advised the U.S. to push for laws that would force social media platforms to regulate speech with harsh penalties for those who didn't comply, basically get them to do the government's dirty work or face consequences. And this is what they had that meeting sometime about a year or so ago. All your major, big tech companies, social media platforms got together with the government to enforce these misinformation laws, these disinformation laws. It says partnerships with tech giants. Number 4, global cooperation on censorship. It says control the narrative on social media, right? It says, what else? Right? So the government-wide censorship hub. All right, we're not gonna read all of this, but just based off the title alone, you should understand what's happening here. It says legislation to keep big tech in line. All right, so Esau has everything pretty much structured to control, what goes out on this internet in these times to come, man. And it's going to come with penalties and consequences, man. As we went into the lesson the other day, going into the social credit scores, the B system, what is going to entail, the functionality of it, basically the world to come, this dystopian, digital enslavement world that's coming. All right. But anyway, I'm going to grab a scripture here. All right. Because as we said, that famine, it vastly approaches us. This is Psalm 94. And we'll start at 14. All right. Yeah, Psalms 94, verse 14. It says, "For the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance." Verse 15, it says, "But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it." And that's because of what? The truth. All right. The truth is going out to the four corners. People are waking up. The understanding of the scriptures is going forth. It says all the upright in heart shall follow it. Let me add on to that real fast. Right? Because this was the very purpose of the internet being created, man, is for the magnification of the Lord's word. All right. Psalms 40 and verse 3, straight to the point. It says, "And he hath put a new song in my mouth, which is this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Even praise unto our power. Many shall see it and fear and trust in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai." That's the uprightness that's going forth, man. It's this word, this truth. All right. Many shall see it. How are people seeing it? All right. You got the brothers all around the world on the highways and hedges. All right. You got the videos going out on the unicorn on a daily basis. All right. All day and all night. The Lord said in was it Isaiah 62, "Give him no rest until Jerusalem be appraised and be established in the earth," roughly paraphrasing, man. So many are seeing the standard, so to speak. That they're seeing the banner that's being lifted up upon the high mountain. Many shall see it in fear and shall trust in the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. And this happened because of the internet, man, the unicorn. It says verse 4, "Blessed is the man that maketh the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai his trust, and respecteth not the proud, nor such as turn aside to lies." And going back to what we said earlier, like the guy was saying in the video, if it's not if it's not America's narrative that's being pushed, then they don't want anybody to believe anything, basically. And people are no longer turning aside to them lies. All right, people are waking up. That's why I said it. Going back to what the article said about, but what she said. What did she say? She said she renews the calls for mass censorship, or if they don't do it, they're going to lose total control. All right. So pretty much, man, Esau is cooked. Right. Here's another one real quick, and we'll go back to the scripts.
And boosting Trump back in 2016. But I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrence. Because
there you go. They're talking about criminal charges, throwing you in jail, fines, all right, excommunicating you from society. All these different things are in motion right now. Right? So let's go back. We finish that off. Yeah, so let's go back to what we were at, Psalms 94 and verse 15. Psalm 94, verse 15, and it reads, it says, "But judgment shall return unto righteousness, and all the upright in heart shall follow it." Verse 16, it says, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?" And that starts with the prophets, the men of Yahweh Shema Shai, which are the ones that have been magnifying the truth. All right, exposing the wicked, pursuing the 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. The scriptures say that that this devil would be consumed by the word of his mouth, and that's the men of the Lord. So who's the one? Who are the people on the earth that are actually standing up for what's right? All right, who's actually declaring the scriptures and truth, man? All right, who will rise up for me against the evildoers, and who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity, man? All right, so the true prophets of the Lord are the only ones on the earth that are standing up for what's right, for righteousness, man. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. You know, the righteous stood in great boldness before the face of such that have afflicted them. Right? It says, verse 17, unless the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, had been my help, my soul had almost dwelt in silence. When I said, my foot slippeth, thy mercy, O Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shah, held me up. In the multitude of my thoughts within me, thy comforts delight my soul. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by our law? And as we were reading here, all right, these devils once again are framing mischief by our law. All right, they're coming up with the legislations and the decrees and the special censorship units to combat what they deem as lies and disinformation, man. All right, because there's so much that's coming out against America, the government, the practices, the enchantments and rituals, the things they do on the left-hand side. It's all being revealed. The people who took the JABs, all right, what really went down with that, the technology that really was going inside people's bodies, the biometrics, the capability that this devil has on the left-hand side is all being revealed, right? But once again, they're trying to frame mischief by law, right? Well, you can't say anything. You can't say anything against the JOO. You can't speak out about the wars that's going on in the so-called Middle East. Nothing, right? This is all contributing to the great wrath that's coming down, man. Lord willing, I'll post this link. All right, but we're there. Let's finish it out. Back in Psalm 94, and right, matter of fact, before we read on, I want to add this too. Right, the internet definitely served its purpose. 2 Ezra 6:27, for evil shall be put out and deceit shall be quenched. That's the time we live in now. That's the era that we live in right now. Right, evil shall be put out, deceit should be quenched. Right, all lies. The standard is what's being lifted up. Anything against that is being torn down. Right, it says, as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. All right. So that, once again, this is why they have to stop. This is why they have to control the narrative. Right. If they don't, what did they say? We're going to lose total control. And that's why you heard her. She was mentioning TikTok, Instagram, your major social media platforms. This is where the word is really taking off at. All right, videos going out day and night, man. The truth, which has been so long without fruit, is being declared in the earth once again. Right. This is 2 Ezra 16. I'm sorry, 2 Ezra 6. Okay. Before we go back, 2 Ezra 6 and 18, and it reads, it says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh. Yahweh Shai is beginning to draw near. How do we know? By measuring the time diligently within itself. All right, the signs and the omens and the tokens that the Lord has given us throughout the planet, the things that we see. That's how we know that the Lord is beginning to draw nigh. It says, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. All right, the Lord is beginning to visit the world which he made. Verse 19. And I would begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, as we read earlier in Lamentations 4, 21 and 22, that the affliction has been accomplished. We're in the time of the Lord redeeming the elect. All right, but it says it will make it will begin to make an inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. So, because what's going on, just adding on to what this devil said about losing the information war, right? And we need mass censorship, is because there's an inquisition that's going out against the Edomite, right? Let's pull that up real fast. There's an investigation. All right. The inquisition of them. Let's pull the definition up. Inquisition. Let's look that up. Yeah, so this word in inquisition goes back to the act of inquiring into a matter, an investigation. That's what's going on against the Edomite. He's being found out. Okay, he's being revealed as the wicked. Okay, the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know, because his power was what? Secrecy. But now what his secrets are being found out. He's being thoroughly investigated. It says an investigation that violates the privacy rights of individuals, especially through rigorous or harsh interrogation. That's what's happening to Esau, man. It says a rigorous or severe questioning. All right. Who are these people in the land of Israel claiming to be the biblical Israelites? You know, you Christians are being found out that you don't really believe in the Lord. You don't really believe in the Bible. You're actually anti-messiahs. All right. So there's a heavy examination, inspection, investigation going on against the nation of Edom. Right. Going back, reading this again. It says, and I will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, right? And this is what Esau has done to the people of the Lord, to the planet. You know, it says, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, right? Because as I said earlier, you know, after his exposure is going to be what? It's destruction, and that's when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. It says the point, verse 20. It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away, right? Are we not at that point? Everything on this side being passed away. It says, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens. Tokens go back to signs. It says, the books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. You see that? So the books going back to the understanding of the scriptures, man. All right. The book shall be open. Okay, the book should be open before the firmament, going back to what? The satellites, man, on how they broadcast these videos that go out 24/7. Okay, that line that's been established in the heavens, the unicorn. The book shall be open before the firmament, and they shall see all together, right? So now, okay, as the Lord said in Isaiah 34, he said, through my spirit, I shall gather them. The elect is being gathered through the spirit, and it goes back ultimately to the creation of this internet, man. You know, to really magnify the word, to get this word to reach the four corners of heaven, right? But there's a time limit, as we always speak about. You know, there's a time on getting this word, and getting this edification, these videos. The Lord is about to withdraw his spirit. The Lord said he was going to cause the tongue of the prophets to cleave to their mouths. It's Ezekiel. Was that 3 and 20? Bear with me. Right, it's Ezekiel 3 and 26. And it reads, it says, and I will make thy tongue to cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb. And this is a metaphor of how the Lord is going to close up the mouth of the prophets. All right, which adds to the famine of the word. And I'll make thy tongue to cleave to the roof of thy mouth, and thou shalt be dumb, and thou shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. So that's what we're telling you, man. Hey, this word has these videos have an endpoint, basically. You know, these videos are not going to be around forever. All right. They got the team, they got everything structured and ready. All right. The censorship playbook. Tech companies got to fall in line. A censorship unit, legislation is being passed, everything that you see here, man. All right, no getting around it, man. So that famine is close. Amos 8 and 11. You know, I even saw an article about them regulating social media in the time of the election. You know. So it's getting intense. Amos 8 and 11, behold, the days come, said the Lord power, Yahweh Shema Shai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. So that famine is coming, man. Right? It says, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east, and they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, and shall not find it. And this shows you that these people know where the truth is at. You know, the ones that's pretending like we're not being seen, like we're not being heard. All right. These black niggas that come against us. All right. They're hearing the truth. Hey, these people, they secretly watch the videos. Right. They know what the 100% truth is at. But in that time, as the Lord said, they should seek the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, and shall not find it. People are going to be scrambling. Okay. Because the reason why is because what? People are going to want to know what's going on. Why are these things happening? Why is there a shortage of food? Why can't you use money anymore? Banks are closed, the internet is down. People are going to be in a state of scrambling. It says, in that day shall the fair virgins and the young men faint for thirst, right? Thirst for the true living water, which is the truth. All right. So that time, man, it's not a game. Add this too in Proverbs. I have that pulled up. So Proverbs real quick. Just wanted to do this lesson just to show hey, every day is one step closer, as I say. All right, Proverbs chapter 1 and 23, it says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. And that's through the men of the Lord, the prophets. This is how the Lord speaks to the people. It's through his men. Because I have called and you were refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. Jake didn't consider. Right? The word of the Lord wasn't important to him. It says, because you have set at not all my counsel and with none of my reproof, I will laugh at your calamity. I also will laugh at your calamity, and I will mock when your fear cometh. Right? It's like the brother said, the Lord ain't going to open the clouds up and stick his face out and laugh at you and go back in. No, he's going to laugh at you through his men because you were warned. Okay, you were told about these things. All right. It says, verse 27, it says, when your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, right? So when these things that we've been prophesied about fall upon Jake, right? Verse 28, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. See? Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, right? Because the Lord's presence is going to be gone. All right? The videos, the sit-downs, the camp speakings is going to be gone. Okay? That's the time we're coming into. They're pushing this thing, man. All right? Anyway, last verse. Proverbs 1:29, it says, for that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. Yeah, all you jakes out there that's scoffing and mocking, coming against the truth, doing videos on TikTok and Instagram, talking shit against the Lord, the Bible, the men of the Lord. All right? You're going to suffer a grievous judgment. All right? You're going to be in pitiful case, man. All right? Believe that. So anyway, that's it on that, man. So we'll leave that there. I want to get this last article real fast. All right. Thought this was interesting too. This was in the news today. Right. This is from The Economist. It says, the headline here, it says, American Satanists are leading the fight to keep abortion legal. It says, what began as a troll has become a religion. And see, based off this title here in this picture, as I did the lesson a couple weeks ago, all right, the left hand is what governs this world. The Satan, this is Satan's world, man. And see, these devils right now, as they've been gradually over time, have been, conditioning people to accept the fact that, look, he's about to push full-blown Satanism and for people to bow. We see it in the media. We see that what's going on right now, the exposure in Hollywood and all of this shit. You know, scriptures tell us, Job 9:24, that the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. So this is Satan's world, man. You know, and they've been pushing it through, you know, the attack on the kids with the agenda, with the alphabetical agenda, you know, the music, the videos, all that, man. All right. So these Edomites are telling you the God that they serve, you know. This is 2 Corinthians real fast. All right, 2 Corinthians 2 and 4, 2 Corinthians 4 and 3, and it reads, 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3, it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. All right, you Israelites that weren't meant to get the truth. All right, those that are reserved for destruction. Verse 4, it says, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. Who's the God of this world, man? All right, the devil, going back to the physical incarnation, which is Esau, the Edomite, man. You know, Satan in the flesh, you know, but this is his world, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahweh Shah, who is the image of power, should shine unto them, right? And that image, that that light, all right, going back to the wisdom in Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shah, has not shined on to the 2/3 of our people. This is why, like I said, if our gospel be hid, it be hid to them that are lost, those that are reserved for destruction. All right. But man, I thought I could read it. Let's see, is there a free trial I can get? Bear with me. Let's see if it'll let me pull it up. I thought I had to pull it up. No, it's not gonna let me pull it up. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I wish I could go into it, you know, just to get a few points out of it, man. All right, but the point, going back to the free speech and the crackdowns, the famine of the word, right? It's all here, man. All right, so one step closer to the to all of this shit hitting the fan and it going down, man. So hey, I pray that this quick lesson was edifying. We'll leave it like that. I'm gonna give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out the labor in the house of David the elect. It's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.